The first round, he is going to draft the position of need while also not reaching for the player. We've needed a defensive end, wide receiver, and safety, and the players Mack, Cooper, and Joseph filled those roles and were drafted at their appropriate slots. DJ Hayden might be a position of need in QB, but that was a reach. Overall, that draft was a bust, even though there are certainly some draft picks we could have taken instead, like Xavier Rhodes. This year, we have needs all along the defense, and my guess is he's going to get a cornerback in this deep class that is going to be graded as a great value pick. The second round pick is going to be a first round talent, but will come with some question marks. Menelik Watson, Derek Carr, Mario Edwards Jr., and Jihad Ward are all talented enough to be taken in the first round. In terms of Watson and Ward, there are many questions about their lack of experience. In terms of Mario Edwards Jr., it was his effort on any given play. For Carr, it was his lack of competition and his ability to handle the pressure. This year, my guess is McKenzie will draft another secondary player with great measurables but lacks production. This draft class is loaded with a secondary talent, and getting two in the first 2 rounds might not be such a bad idea. There is going to be a trade. It will be to trade down. The draft is a lottery, and McKenzie knows that having more draft picks is better, since that means more shot at getting good players. The only trade that moved up was last year, when he traded up to get quarterback Connor Cook. As you can imagine, quarterbacks are always an exception to the rule. Cook has first-round talent, and the Raiders needed a quarterback to develop behind Derek Carr. He can hopefully be traded later on for a nice draft pick once his rookie contract is over. All the trades during the McKenzie tenure have been trade downs. He traded down from the number 3 pick to get the number 12 pick and a second-round pick in 2013 to select DJ Hayden and Menelik Watson. He has traded back to get multiple 6th-round picks and got tight ends Nick Casa and Michael Rivera. I can't say that the trade for Hayden and Watson worked out, but that was a very weak draft. The trade for Casa and Rivera definitely worked out. It's not very often that you get a serviceable player for 4 years in the 6th round like we did. McKenzie knows that it's better to trade down and get more draft picks than trade up for potential. Reggie McKenzie is going to load up on tight ends and linebackers in the middle to late rounds. The picks currently include Nick Casa, Michael Rivera, Ben Heaney, Neron Ball, and Corey James. All of these players are around 6 foot to 6'3" and weigh around 220 pounds. These players have the physical attributes to potentially contribute one day on offense or defense, but these players are a good fit immediately for special teams. This philosophy is very similar to the ones in Green Bay. Tight ends and linebackers are the core of special teams, and having more options with the possibility of developing on offense or defense is never a bad thing. The inside linebacker position will likely be ignored until the later rounds. McKenzie's philosophy is that the inside linebacker position isn't a high-value position. This is another one of the philosophies brought over from Green Bay. The thinking is it's easier to get an outside linebacker or pass rusher to play an inside linebacker role, and the drop-off will not be significant. It's much better to have an overload of outside linebackers that will play inside than to have an overload of inside linebackers that will have to play outside. One prime example of this in Green Bay is Clay Matthews being forced to play inside linebacker. Pass rushers are a premium position, and it's much better to have too many of them than to not have enough. Running backs will not be picked until the later rounds. If there's a position on the team that McKenzie values less than inside linebackers, it's running back. His philosophy is it's better to upgrade the offensive line than to upgrade the running back position. The highest pick McKenzie has spent on a running back was last year in using a 5th-round pick on DeAndre Washington. Other than that, he got Latavius Murray in the 6th round and Jalen Richard as an undrafted running back. The 2017 running back class is very deep and talented. However, my guess is that McKenzie won't pick a running back until at least the 4th round. Judging by the success he's had so far, it's hard to argue that this philosophy is a bad one.